Khodi Dill, it is so great to see you. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me here today.
Well, thank you so much, Sharon. It's good to see you.
It's really good to see you. You are, I mean, you're just blowing up here, man. You're a hip hop artist, spoken word poet, anti-racism educator, and now author of your first book here, Welcome to the Cypher. Now, before we talk about your book, I do want to bring up another book. I'm going to surprise you here.
Okay.
Do you recognize this book?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Focus 2001. That is our yearbook.
This is our yearbook. You and I go way back, Khodi.
Yes. Yes, we
Back
do.
to 2001. This was your graduating year. I was just a couple of years younger than you. So yes, of course, you're an artist and spoken word poet, all of these great things. But I remember you as just being just this really great, super cool, kind, talk to everyone type of guy. And even because you were older than me, usually the older classes and students don't talk to the younger ones, but you were just so fantastic in high school. I really
Aw,
enjoyed. We were in plays together. As
exactly.
Yeah, it was just
Exactly.
so
Well, I
fun.
really appreciate that, Sharon, and I feel the same way about you, always did. You always had the gift of gab, right? So I'm not surprised that you're behind a microphone right now, doing what you love to do. It's
Oh, well,
beautiful.
well, thank you. Well, looking through this yearbook, if you were, of course, you remember, but we all remember you were the valedictorian for your graduating year. You had a beautiful speech, and at the end of your speech, you had an incredible rap, and it had us all talking about it after the graduation ceremony, and we still talk about it. And so it's no
Nice.
wonder that where you are right now, what you've become, and what your book, your very first book, is about. Can you please tell us about Welcome to the Cypher?
Yeah, well, I guess I can start with the title, because not everybody knows what a cipher is, but I can
No.
explain that. So in hip hop, in the hip hop rap community, a cipher refers to a group of rappers who are sort of circled together. And what we do in the cipher is we just take turns rapping, or as we say, spitting bars, right? And usually in the cipher too, you're freestyling. So you're making up your words as you go. You're making up the rhymes. You're just sort of letting those words flow. And you may have people beatboxing or people clapping, people cheering you on, and you just take turns going around the circle, around and around and around. So it's sort of like improvisational. It's definitely very spontaneous. Ciphers can be some of the most fun had by anyone, anywhere, and I just love them. And so, to me, the cipher became a really good metaphor for, the global hip hop community, basically, and introducing young people to that. I think that we don't do enough of that. And can I just say, we had the Super Bowl halftime show last night, which was absolutely incredible.
Right?
I felt electrified. It feels like you maybe felt electrified, And but when you look back through the years, to have hip hop at that level of performance at the halftime show hasn't really been a thing. You may have the odd rapper featuring on some songs or whatever, but I love that they gave it over, to these '90s icons of hip hop music. And I think they really proved that, rap can be for everyone. It can be electrifying. It can be beautiful. You had Dr. Dre on the piano. I mean, just things that, should have been happening for years and years and years, but that haven't because of the way that rap and other black art forms are suppressed in our society. So to me, it's really like a coming out party and a coming out period for hip hop, even though it's been around forever. Now that we're focusing more on anti-racism and representation, this is really about, okay, here's something that we've known about for a long time and have loved and cherished for a very long time, and we want to share it with the world. And same with Welcome to the Cypher.
Well, and then Welcome to the Cypher. It's a children's book about
Mhm.
rap. And so, why the children's book then?
Yeah. Well, as I say, I mean, it's hopefully to make up for some underrepresentation. We have this conception of rap in our society, and sometimes rightfully, that, there's too many, coarse words and, the content may not be suitable for children. But that only refers to very specific, rap songs and rap artists who incorporate that sort of thing into their music. And I don't have anything against them because oftentimes they're coming from a place of authenticity, maybe even, describing what life is like in their communities, living under oppression, essentially, and enforced poverty. And so even to suppress that, I question that because those stories, as rough around the edges as they can sometimes be, are super important for us all understanding, for example, in the middle class, what privilege we hold, and how that sometimes has an impact even on people who are living more in the margins. And of course, racism factors into it too. But rap essentially is just a medium. It's just an art form. There is no good, bad, elements to it. I will say that it is very conducive to protest, and it has been used as such over the years again and again and again to help change people's minds, to help change our society even, which to me just speaks to how absolutely powerful it is as a tool. But, in the same way that, kids enjoy dancing and singing and painting and all these other art forms, so too they can enjoy rap. My kids, I mean, both my kids are 2 and 4, and they love to rap. They will freestyle. My daughter, especially who's older, she's now at the point where in her freestyles, she's making up like really important, like profound lines about the world around her. The other day she said something about she was rapping and she said something about schools are not ready for kids who are unique. And I was just like, and I looked at my wife and we were just like, first of all, that's true, and
Yes.
she's not even in school. She doesn't know about it, but first of all, she's going to go in there rapping, okay? And I hope they're ready for her
Yeah.
because it's a beautiful thing. It's helping her understand and express how she feels about the world around her. And I think that's part of the power of what rap can be and can do for young people. And so, again, I hope that people will sort of push those preconceptions or misconceptions to the side, go in with an open mind, and understand that, yes, rap is for everyone of all ages. And I'll say this, so is the picture book. Speaking of misconceptions, we reach an age in our, culture too, where you just sort of think that, okay, I'm going to put pictures behind me now in my reading. I got to grow up and start reading words only. And so we do it to ourselves, right?
Hmm.
And it's been one of the reasons why graphic novel authors have fought so hard to have their art form recognized. Picture books, of course, like usually it's kids reading them, but once you have kids too, and I'm not sure, maybe you can identify with this, is you get back to reading picture books and it feels good for you too.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
right? I mean, sharing the old Robert Munch books or whatever it is with your kids, it's like, wow, I forgot how much I love this. And
Exactly.
you don't need to be reading to a child in order to enjoy it. You may feel awkward, you may feel nerdy, but I just encourage everyone to go out there and sign out a children's book from your library, or do what you need because it's a beautiful thing.
Right. So many times I sit and especially when my kids were smaller and they couldn't get through a whole book and they'd get up and walk away and I found myself like, I gotta finish this book. This is a great. Well,
Exactly.
I loved what you said. At one point, you said rap as an art form is morally neutral, and so
Mhm.
you put your heart and your the things that you're experiencing in your life through that art form, just like a painter does with the paintbrush, or
Yes,
a musician on the keyboard. Like it's,
exactly.
I love that. You're right, and so you've got this book, Welcome to the Cypher, with beautiful illustrations, and you've got the book to share with us today. Can we see some
Hmm.
pages? Can you read a little bit for us, Khodi?
Yeah, yeah. So I can only share a little bit, but I'm happy to share some. I'll go ahead and share my screen here. And I should just say too, you know, this book was illustrated by a Raju Affle. So I didn't illustrate the book, of course. I took art class like a lot of folks at Central, and
Hmm.
shout out to Mr. McLaughlin.
Yeah.
He did his best. I couldn't quite get there, you know. But yeah, really enjoyed art class and everything like that. But my strength was with the words. And so really happy to team up with another Canadian artist in Arajua Affle to put this book together. So she created the imagery for this book. So if you can see my screen there, I'll go ahead and read a little bit. Come on, little one, see what you can do. See how it feels when your words ring true. Righteous, like the rhythm of a raised boombox, birthing a new movement from the streets of the Bronx. Feel its bass booming right down to your feet and embrace the true meaning of freedom of speech. Come on, little one, come and let it all out. Your pride and your fear and your love and your clout. That's that heat, little one. That's what I'm talking about. Welcome to the Cypher. Now huddle up nice and snug. You feel that circle around you? Well, that's a hip-hop hug. Come close and feel the warmth and the music within. Feel the zone that you enter when you really go in. It's a home for your voice and your heart and your spirit. So open your mouth and let everyone hear it. Say, I'm an ever-eager truth speaker, a rhythm-seeking rhyme weaver. I'm an ever-present, off-the-top, and effervescent fire breather.
Yeah.
That's it, little one. Come on now, give me daps. Just like that, you can rap, you can rap. When you're in the Cypher circle, unbroken and true, you will marvel as your own poems surprise even you. So tell them this is a voice that represents me, and feel the greatest feeling that ever could be, that art from the heart of a brand new MC. Wow, little one, I bet you had a little fun, and I hope you never stop now that you've begun making bars bounce off beats and making puns touch the sun, taking music to the streets while the record players spun and skated and scratched. You see, sometimes revolution wears a backwards cap and is waged in finger snaps and fist bumps and claps. So take a turn in the Cypher, that great circle of rap, spanning every street corner, every inch of the map. All right, I'm gonna stop it right there.
Oh, Khodi. I love it. Now, can you read that to my kids? Because, man.
Yeah. Well, hey, check it out. The audiobook should be out, April, May, so watch for that.
Nice. So you can read it to my kids.
Yes,
Oh,
I can.
that is excellent. Okay, so this book is out. You can find this
Yes.
book in any bookstore,
Yes.
anywhere. And so in Moose Jaw here, like Post Horizon can order in books. Yvette Moore Gallery can also order in books. But go online
Yes.
and buy Welcome to the Cypher, your first book, and this isn't your last book. You're already on your way. You're in your second and third book now. Tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about what's next here.
Yeah, so watch for my next picture book called Little Black Lives Matter in October. That's being published through Seven Stories Press, so that'll be widely available as well, but it's actually out for pre-order right now. And the neat thing about that one too is they're releasing it in both picture book format and a board book format. So if you got those little ones who are still trying to tear the pages apart and everything like that, you can go out and get the board book or pre-order it now. And but I'm really excited too. I'm working on a nonfiction book for young adults. So we don't have a title for that yet, but I'm really looking at too, speaking of high school in Moose Jaw, some of my memories and how those can sort of help me tell, the story of anti-racism and what it really means and what it really looks like from a critical social perspective. And so that's going to be coming out in winter of 2023. So again, really excited about the writing I've been doing for that one, sort of investing, everything I've got into it. So yeah, but both of those books are coming out. So keep your eye out, and I've already got ideas for like my seventh and eighth and 12th books. So just stay tuned.
Absolutely, we will, and I hope that you'll come and chat with me about your books as they come out, because this has been really great getting to talk with you and to see your book. We're so proud. Of course, we have lots of mutual friends on Facebook, and I can just see, we're all very proud of you, and proud that you've come from this place, Moose Jaw. I mean, you're not here any longer, but it's so great to know that your roots are here, and that you've been willing to come and chat with me about it, and hopefully
Yeah, well, of course. And, of course, I got love for Moose Jaw. And I'm going to be down there for the Festival of Words in the summer. So come peep the Festival of Words and check that out. And, might I just say, hats off to you too, Sharon. Again, we both came from the same beginnings, essentially. And
Yeah.
I see you're doing amazing things too. And I love that. I just love to see it.
Well, thank you so much, Khodi. It's been a pleasure getting to chat with you today, and we wish you the best of luck as you go forward with your books.
Thank you so much. And thanks everybody for listening.